Good morning and welcome to American Truck Simulator. Today we've got a long way to go. We're going from Gallup in New Mexico to Dallas in Texas. That's about 830 miles and we've got a short time. So without any more ado, let's get on the road. Good grief, that was a big bang. Well, I might have to use that one again. Right, how's everyone doing? This should be an interesting trip today. So I'm in Red Thunder, the Kenworth W900, and I'm equipped with a Zeemods ISX Signature 600. Now I've gone for the basic, humble 600 horsepower version. This engine's also available with 1,000 horsepower. Cummins introduced the ISX engine in 1998, and it was intended to replace the Cummins N14. It's a larger engine, it's 14.9 or 15 litre capacity depending on where you see it, and it features a lot more electronic controls. Most of these are the emissions area. It was a significant investment from Cummins, but they had to spend the money to get a heavy-duty engine released to the market. When it was introduced, the maximum power output from the N14 was 525 horsepower, and the Signature 600 has, well, 600 or up to 600, so it has more power. It also promised greater fuel efficiency and is lighter than other similar engines, at least produced at the time. It's rated to last at least 1 million miles before an overhaul. There's a bit of an interesting backstory between the Cummins Signature 600. I'm going to say that word so wrong. There's an interesting backstory between the Cummins ISX Signature 600 and the International 9900. The ISX was announced in the summer of 1997. I think it was July the 1st. Round about the same time that International were designing and working on the 9900. This truck has since found its way into American Truck Simulator. Well, it seemed that these two components were destined to be together. So yes, you guessed it, the Signature 600 found its way into the International 9900. So many numbers, so many ways to say this incorrectly. But you know, looking back at the ISX, those early 15-litre engines have a reputation for being a bit troublesome. The emissions control technology simply wasn't up to the rest of it. But Cummins worked very hard on this engine. It has dual overhead cams. The later ISX switched to single overhead cams, and at the time it had about 1/3 the number of parts compared to the N14. That's a big difference. But from my perspective at the wheel of Red Thunder, I just like the way this bad boy sounds. I'm using a 13-speed manual today with a 325 rear end, and that should give me good enough legs to be able to cruise at about 90, which I'm going to have to do to make it on time. Speaking of which, here's the highway. lot of slow-moving traffic here, a lot of stationary traffic. Oh, a traffic light. Okay, this is about the slowest I've been for a long time. Made good progress as well. I'm quite happy with this. Though it is, it's certainly true. If you can hit this engine, it's working hard. Finally, slowest light ever. I can't help feeling that I took a wrong turn or two. I seem to have come round to down the stairs. You know what? I'm not sure. I've just got my head down. I've just gone on with it and tried to avoid running into slower traffic, which has happened a lot. This guy's going to hold me up, but this is not the most stable package, shall we just say. So I've got to take it steady on some of these overpasses. Anyway. Again, yep, goes another yawn. Well, we are pretty much at my destination, and I've made it in time, but it's not been the smoothest of trips. No, that's okay. Another, oh, I know exactly where I am. My home garage is just across to my left. Okay, oh, that works. Now, depending on how much we've skipped forward, I may not have bored everyone with my discussion on ISX engines. I managed to say it eventually after like 20 minutes of repeating IS. Yeah, you get the idea. Alright, well, here we are. So, I gotta go through security and I gotta work my way around to figure out where I'm gonna park this thing, but we're here. I am glad I don't have America's largest oil tanker game. You imagine me trying to maneuver something in the Suez Canal? Anyway, that was harder than it looked, but I think I can get it in nice and lined up without running into anything, which is nice, because, yeah, that just about wraps up today's video. I hope that you've enjoyed it, and this is probably going to be cut down quite a bit, because there's a lot of monotonous driving at, 80, 90 miles an hour. The weather was pretty good for this trip, so no rain or snow or anything like that. Let's take a look at the final statistics, shall we? 912 miles. That's 80 miles more than it said at the beginning, so yeah, I definitely took a wrong turn. 202 gallons of fuel consumed, so that's 4.5 miles per gallon, which I dare say is not unreasonable given how quickly I was going. And then I did this trip in 13 hours and 28 minutes of game time. So making that 13.5, that means my average speed is close to 70 miles an hour. It's about 67, 68 miles an hour, which is pretty good going for, well, even a car. Well, hope that you've enjoyed this video. If you have, you know what to do. And if you haven't enjoyed it, you also know what to do. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.